Well, let's face it, if you were going to buy a drag car, wouldn't this be a good example? Speaking of nice drag cars and beautiful cars, right now it's time for Big Daddy Don Garlits.
I have really found an unusual street rod. A 1947 Dodge three-window coupe, very rare. They didn't make many of these cars, but boy, do they make nice rods with the great big fat rear tires. This is truly a fat-fendered coupe. And the owner has owned this car for a long time. In fact, he bought it when he was very young.
Well, in 1972, I was traveling down a country road in Wisconsin delivering flowers for my dad. And I saw this car on the side of the road. A farmer had it for sale, and I wasn't allowed to own a car till I was 18. I was only 16, and I stopped at the farmer's house and inquired about it, and he said he wanted $500 for it. And I gave him the $20 I had in my wallet and went home and asked my mom and dad if I could please have a car before my 18th birthday. And my dad said, well, I'll have to look at it. So we drove down there and made the deal and brought it home, and I've had it for 25 years now.
But it's not like it was when you first bought it.
No, not at all. It was a 26,000-mile original car. I used it all during high school. A lot of stories about that, but we won't get into that. In the last 4 years, though, I had it. It's been stored, and the floor started to get a little soft, so I thought it's too darn ugly to make original anymore, so I thought I'd Pro Street it and make it unique.
Smart move, because these had 6 or 8 cylinder engines in them, which straight 8. They weren't anything fancy. Needed a V8 and automatic transmission. Right. But the body, tell us a little bit about the body. It's a unique body, isn't it?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's a 3-window coupe, business coupe. Most of them are club coupes. And I remember the old farmer telling me, he said there's only 1,700 of these made. And they were made in 3 years, 6, 7, and 8 in the 40s. And this is the 7 model, and he's right. They're very rare and very hard to come by.
I noticed it's got purple primer on it.
Yes, it does. An artist friend of mine from Green Bay, Jack Chicano, says, let's paint it something where it'll stand out. And I thought, well, it's ugly enough, isn't it? And I don't want to draw attention to myself, but we did it in purple primer, and people just love it.
You know, Tom says this car isn't finished. He's got it in purple primer. But, you know, the standards that we used in the old days, a lot of times the cars were just primed, and that was finished, and we never did put interiors in them. In fact, we always said when they would run, they were done.